I'm Clara Tuma with LCRA, here with LCRA General Manager Becky Motal for an update on the Spicewood Beach Regional Water System. Becky, would you describe what's happening with the system?
Well, as everybody is aware, the wells that we have up there which provides the water to the Spicewood Beach community, they are not functioning as effectively. They've not gone dry, but they're not able to pump out the water that's needed for the demands on the system. So when we were aware of that, and even clearly before we got into stage 3, but when we figured out that the wells were not going to be producing at the levels we needed to, we've secured a contract with a person who lives in the area, not that many miles away, that has an adequate supply of available groundwater. So we are trucking in water to the system so that the community will not be without water. We have asked them to conserve as we would in any situation, but we are providing water and the system is not without water at this point in time.
There's been a lot of discussion this week about water haulers. First, would you describe what water haulers do?
Well, water haulers are a commercial operation, and we do have contracts as probably any other water utility provider in the state. We have contracts with these commercial operations that provide water for various purposes. Sometimes it's for construction sites. It may be for people who have privately owned wells that are not functioning as well. I think we have to keep in mind that the state, and clearly the Central Texas area, is still in an exceptional drought. Even though we've had rain recently, LCRA and the region that it serves is still in that exceptional drought. But water haulers, who have contracts from us, provide water for various kinds of situations.
Why does LCRA allow water haulers? Why not just sell to residents?
Well, we sell to commercial, we sell to industrial users, we sell to municipalities. Again, to the extent that LCRA has water, and we have had water available, we provide through contract to provide water to these commercial operations. Sometimes, they provide a needed service in many parts of the industry. And so we have had these contracts in place for years. Now, when we went into stage 3 of the drought in the Spicewood Beach system, pursuant to our own drought procedures, we notified these entities who had these contracts with us that we would immediately terminate their water use. That's pursuant and consistent with our drought procedures. And we did that very early in the week of January, first week of January.
Was the water hauling situation the cause of the problems in the Spicewood Beach system?
No, absolutely not. Again, I have to keep repeating, we are in an exceptional drought. We have not filled up the lakes. We have not even had enough rain in the Highland Lakes area to make any kind of significant dent in the water that's in the lake. It's the drought, it's the demands all over the system that continue to put a stress on the amount of water. But we clearly do have water available, and we will get through this. According to our water management plan, we have adequate water to get through even a drought of record. So it's not any one particular demand, it's all of the demands on the system, but most importantly, it's the drought that we're in.
And this week you've made some changes in the way water haulers are handled. The applications are handled by LCRA.
Yes, I've asked staff to look at all the contracts that we have to make sure that they are being followed completely according to the terms. And if an area where we provide water to a water hauler, that if they're in a stage 3 of a drought, that we terminate those contracts, as we have. But just look at all of these, and then a relook at our drought procedures to make sure that they're overall responsive enough when you get into situations like this. So I've asked staff to kind of look at what we've done historically and make some recommendations for changes. One other thing that I've instructed staff to do, and we're going to be implementing it immediately, there are other uses of water on the Highland Lakes, in the Highland Lakes area, that are illegal diversions. People that are taking out water out of the lake who don't have a contract with LCRA, that's considered an illegal diversion. We are going to step up enforcement of that. I've talked to the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, who is the ultimate enforcer of illegal diversions of water throughout the state, and we will be looking at areas where people are doing that and working with TCQ to correct that.
How long do you think that trucking in water to the Spicewood Beach system will continue?
Well, we're looking at several options. Right now, that seems to be the most cost-effective And the most immediate way to get very clean water into the system, we're looking at just repairs on the well itself. In fact, we've replaced we are in the process of replacing the pump that's in the wells that serve the Spicewood Beach system to see if we can mitigate the amount of water in the draw coming out of the well. We're also looking at potentially continuing the supply of water from groundwater area, other wells in the area, looking at potentially digging a new well. Again, with that, you have to be certain that where you drill, you will hit available supplies of water. So the most immediate solution is, buying the water from a groundwater provider in the area, because that way no one in the Spicewood Beach system goes without water. And that's our main concern, because that's the primary concern that we have, and we certainly can understand what it's like to be in an area where you're fearful of not being with enough water, but we're clearly not going to let that happen.
And you made an announcement this week concerning the rates and how the cost of the trucking in water would be handled.
Well, the rates for that whole system they're a regional rate, and we don't have any plans currently to change the water utility rate that we provide to the Spicewood Beach system. So those costs will just be absorbed in the normal course of business to provide the utility services that we do.
And finally, what do you say to the residents who are concerned about their water supply in Spicewood Beach?
Well, I certainly can have a lot of compassion for what they're having to go through. I want to assure them that they are always going to have water, and that I want to applaud them as well, because I've seen stories about what they're doing to conserve water. So I applaud them very much, and for their leadership in recognizing that we all have got to do what it's going to take to get through this drought. And so though I have sympathy, I have a lot of respect for what they're doing up there to help us get through this.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Claire.